Getty. The U.S. president is expected to announce the tariffs as early as Thursday. The U.S. president is expected to announce the tariffs as early as today, according to the Wall Street Journal. The decision will undoubtedly ruffle feathers in Europe, with French President Emmanuel Macron, German Chancellor Angela Merkel and Prime Minister Theresa May issuing a joint statement that the countries should be ready in the event the U.S. tariffs went ahead. The statement read, "The European Union should be ready to decisively defend its interests within the framework of multilateral trade rules." The tariffs are a culmination of a dramatic 3 months since the U.S. president announced a 25% steel tariff and 10% aluminum tariff. Trump initially postponed the tariffs with a May 1 expiration, but after talks did not progress with the EU on an alternative solution, the president delayed his deadline until June 1, at an Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development (OECD) meeting on Wednesday. U.S. Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross attacked the EU countries for not coming to the table while the tariffs were in effect. Mr. Ross cited the willingness of China to discuss a deal as an example of how negotiations should go. He said, "China is an interesting case in point." Wilbur Ross attacked the EU countries for not coming to the table while the tariffs were in effect. "They are paying the tariffs. They came into effect in March and they haven't used this as an excuse not to talk. It's only the EU insisting we can't negotiate if there are tariffs." But before the exemption, the EU threatened to respond with tariffs on U.S. goods like motorcycles, blue jeans, and bourbon. According to the Wall Street Journal, the trade war could be avoided by a last-minute deal, but an agreement seems to be highly unlikely. Getty. China is urging the United States to keep its promise. At Wall Street Journal, citing Chinese officials, said Beijing is looking to line up countries against Washington. The unnamed countries in question are mostly in Europe and Asia, where companies would benefit from China's plans to give foreign firms more open access to its markets. It will also respond to the threats from U.S. President Donald Trump by imposing tariffs on up to $150 billion (£112 billion) of Chinese goods. This latest trade escalation comes after the two sides had agreed during talks in Washington in May to find ways of narrowing China's $375 billion (£281 billion) trade surplus. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying said, "We urge the United States to keep its promise, and meet China halfway in the spirit of the joint statement."